Big ass, how I get that ooh.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
What's good YouTube? How's everyone doing? Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to yet another live reaction video. If you're new here for the first time, my name is TMR, and since you clicked on this video, you might as well subscribe to the YouTube channel, leave your comments down below, and enjoy this reaction video. What's good YouTube? What's good, TMR gang? Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to yet another live reaction video. I'm your girl, TMR. Thank y'all so much for stopping what you were doing and meet me over in this damn break room, y'all. Oh boy. All right. Y'all see the title and y'all see the daggone thumbnail. Child, we got Skye back in the break room, and child, she gonna be here for a minute. Okay. She gonna be here for a minute. Y'all, Skye did a video recently detailing the events on how she lost her Section 8. She titled it No More Free Housing. And here's the thing, the housing was never free. Okay. Even if you have zero income, they'll have you pay if it ain't but 25 damn dollars. Okay. But there's no such thing as free. We all know that. All right. And so Skye did a video on the same day that she did the video saying that she needed $2,700 in 30 damn minutes. It hasn't been confirmed or denied if she was able to get the $2,700 in 30 damn minutes. Okay. And so she did a series of videos. She did a Q&A. She did this video. She did the live stream. One thing I can say about Skye, honey, she is working. Okay. The girls are working, honey. She is working as YouTube for her financial benefit, as she should, though, as she should. Mom of 6 kids, a man that doesn't help. Child, you got to do something. All right. So we are going to talk about that now. What Skye forgot in telling us this, I don't know, 40-minute video detailing the events that led up to her losing her Section 8. Skye forgot that, her, like she likes to remind us, her channel is a video diary. All right. And Skye forgot that, we've been watching Skye for several years now, on and off. We haven't been constant, but we started tuning in to her, I don't know, somewhere at the end of 2022, right? Somewhere around that time, we started kind of focusing on what she got going on, because we noticed that sis had a house full of roaches, not roaches, but roaches over there. And so we was like, wait, hold on, sis. Now, we done seen a lot of videos on the internet, okay? Most of us used to watch the show that came on. Was it what network was that where Hoarders came on? I can't remember what network with that was, but a lot of us tuned into the episode of Hoarders. So we were like, what is this, Hoarders YouTube edition? Like, what's going on around here? So Skye forgot that she did some videos about a year ago that kind of debunks what she's saying in her most TLC. Thank you, VMJM. I appreciate y'all for helping TMI stay up on her P's and Q's, because child, this brain holds a lot of information, but at the time that it holds it, every now and then some of it slips out. So I appreciate y'all keeping me up on my game around here. Okay. Oh Lord, you say you waiting on your medicine, sis? Oh, sis, thank you so much for letting me know you was here, and I'm glad I could keep you company. Is it A&E? Okay, so now we got TLC and A&E. Well, one thing we know. Okay, we got a couple people saying TLC, somebody saying A&E. Okay, no, we got another TLC. So it seems like it's TLC. It seems like, but Hoarders came on A. Now, okay, so now somebody say A&E. Somebody Google for TMR real quick, okay? Let us know, confirm it, y'all, with Google, and see what network held the episode of Hoarders, okay? But needless to say, Skye forgot that it came on both. Honeylyn said, sis, it's both, okay? Sis said they both right, okay? Okay, well, Honeylyn, everybody right, okay? Nobody was wrong, everybody's right, okay? A&E is the show Hoarders was on. Okay, Janae, they saying it came on both, babe. They said it came on TLC and A&E. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and listen to her video detailing the events of leading up to her losing her Section 8. And then we're going to go back, honey. We're going to go back in time. And we're going to listen to some other videos where Skye was telling us about, her situation with the roaches crawling all over her damn household, and the events of her, being a little delayed on her rent over there, okay, which obviously led up to just about 2 months ago, her having to leave her place of residency. Okay. All right. So before we get into that and a little more, make sure you guys clock into the break room. We got 290 in the chat. So I want at least 150 likes, okay, before we get this show started. Let me see what we got here. What video am I going to? Oh, this is the one. Oh, no, that's not the one. Hold on. Oh, this was a Vlogtober video. Okay, there it is. You said Lauren said she's a liar and a damn roach queen. Oh, girl. Okay. You say she a liar and a roach queen. Okay, girl. Now here's the thing, y'all. Here's the problem I have with Skye telling her story. She can tell the story however she wants to tell it, but what you can't. Let me say this. I ain't gonna say can't. What you shouldn't do is lie to your audience, because on what Skye may not be aware of is, sis, people living out here living life just like you are living life. Okay, there are people out here that either currently get Section 8 or got it back in the day, or currently on public housing or got it back in the day, or whatever. Not saying that every scenario is always going to be the same, because you'll hear of situations where you'll be like, well, I didn't have that similar situation, but I had a situation close to it. So there's always going to be inconsistencies or differences. Although you're telling a similar story, it's going to be different depending on the person and everything that's involved in the story. So we do understand that, right? But Skye tells a lot of lies. And the biggest thing that bothers me about this young woman, she loves to tell us how great of a mother she is. And maybe in her head, she is. But let me say this. Being a good parent is making sure your children are housed. Now, there are situations where you will become unhoused. House fire, natural disaster. Those are situations that you could not avoid, right? So those situations don't count because that was something that was out of your control, right? But in Skye's situation, all she had to do was pay a fraction of the total amount of rent that the government said that she had to pay. The government said, based off the income you have produced to us, you will have to pay 30% of that said income based off the amount of rent that you're applying for. Okay. So we know that Skye's rent was $13.50 a month. Typically, you pay about 30% of that. And that depends on the rent that the owner is requesting for their unit. And it also depends on your income. One thing Section 8 is never going to let you do is rent a place that is above what Section 8 states that you can have for either a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, or 4-bedroom voucher. They will never let you pay more than what Section 8 states that you can pay. So if Section 8, after they go through the whole formula of all the information you give them about your rent and your household consumption, Section 8 comes up with a formula and they'll say, okay, based off all this information, we're going to allot you a 3-bedroom voucher and your rent cannot exceed, I'm just going to throw a number out there, $2,000 a month. So if you go find a 3-bedroom voucher, or even if you find, let me rephrase that. If you go and find a 3-bedroom property, or even if it's a 4-bedroom property, as long as it's $2,000 or below, Section 8 will allow you to rent it. Now, if that 3-bedroom voucher and the landlord says, I want $2,005, Section 8 will not let you rent it. They won't even allow you to negotiate with the landlord and say, okay, well, Section 8 only going to pay $2,000. I'll pay you the other $5 out of my pocket. That's against Section 8's rules, right? So in Skye's situation, she obviously found a home that was within the standards that Section 8 states. If Section 8 said you got a 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom voucher, she found a 3-bedroom home for her and her 6 kids. And based off what Skye has told us, the rent was $1,350. I don't know how much her Section 8 value was, her Section 8 voucher was worth, but she was renting a townhome that was $1,350 a month. And out of that, Skye had a fraction. Now, if we remember, because we've been listening, Skye told us when she got evicted that her rent was $263, her portion of the rent. And then somehow when she got a second job at McDonald's, her rent went from $263 to $700. Okay. And then soon after she got that job, I'm going to say within a month or two of her getting that second job, something happened. Skye told us she didn't have adequate daycare, but in this video, she didn't really mention the reasons why. And then something happened, and oh no, she did mention in this video, she said it was a bunch of mess going on at the job. Okay. And she ended up quitting the job. And so then she alerted her case manager that she no longer has that second job. So she can no longer pay. Her rent went from, in this video, she says $400 to $700, and she alerted her Section 8 caseworker that she can no longer pay the $700 because she does not have 2 jobs anymore. Okay, so I'm giving you guys a brief overview of what this conversation is going to entail, and we're going to use our logical thinking skills, and we're going to figure out what is the real and what is not. Okay, all right, y'all, let's go.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. Welcome back. So, in this video, I will be talking about me losing my Section 8 voucher. Yeah, I know. I did a live on it already. But I guess I'll be talking all over the place if people don't really understand. So, we're going to get down to why I lost my Section 8. So, first, I'm going to talk about I have not even received my papers or email that I was supposed to receive saying that I was off Section 8. So I don't know. Maybe they still thinking about it. I don't know. Anyway, so let me see.
So, Skye, if you have not received a paper or an email saying, first and foremost, I don't think they would send you an email. They definitely would send it to you in writing. Okay. Do you still have access to your mailbox, which is the address Section 8 would have? Did you forward your mail? Because somewhere, somehow, you should know that you no longer have Section 8, hence the reason why you've been homeless for 2 months. But let's continue.
Last year or the year before, I work one job. I'm a nurse's aide, or C, what is it? PCA? Something like that. Okay.
Pause. How is it, Skye, that the job that you just referenced, how is it that you don't know your job title? You told us that you've been working this job for 11 years. No, scratch that. 13 years. You said you've been employed with this company since 2011. It's 2024. How is it that you do not know your job title? You don't know if you're a CNA, a PCA, a home health aide. You don't know your job title? So when you accepted the job, what did you accept the job as? Do you not have a badge that says what your profession is, or what your discipline, that's another word, what your discipline is in this company? Do you not have a badge that houses your name, the company you work for, and your position? When I tell you, you cannot make this up, you cannot make this up. Who the hell don't know what their job is? Who? Who does not know what their job is? She is a home health aide. She is not certified. Now, she could be certified as a home health aide, but for all of us who's in the healthcare profession or was in the healthcare profession, just because you're certified as a home health aide, it's a difference between home health aide and CNA, right? Because a home health aide and a CNA have different things that they're allotted to do. Okay. A home health aide typically just comes into the home, helps with ADLs, which is activities of daily living, which could be anywhere from dressing, bathing, light housekeeping, and errand running. A CNA can also work in the home with a patient, but that's depending on if that company requires you to be a certified nursing assistant. And CNAs also work in long-term care facilities as well, like skilled nursing homes and rehab facilities and LTACs, where are long-term acute care facilities. CNAs work there. It's the fact that this woman has been employed with this company for 14 years, and she don't know her discipline, what she does for a living. She doesn't know the title.
So I took on a second job because I wanted to save up to buy a house. But I did let Section 8 know that I had the second job. So my rent was $400 and some dollars. When I told them about the second job, my rent went up to $700 and some dollars. So time passes. I have the job for a couple months. Say blah blah blah. All right. So I then had to let go of the job. It was a
Skye, you took on a second job to save to buy a house. Buy a house from whom? From where? How? With bad credit. And then you got the second job and you only held it for 2 months. So initially, you told us that your rent was $263. Now you're saying the rent portion was $400. So with the second job, you're saying your rent went from $400 to $700. Well, where did the 263 come from? Because you definitely said 263. That's what you told us.
a lot going on at the job, a bunch of mess, caused me a lot of stress. It wasn't the job, it was the people. It was the people. It was wasn't something that I did. It really didn't have nothing to do with me. I just got it. They added me in it. Anyway, probably because I got somebody hired there. They came and caused the whole problem. That didn't have nothing to do with me. I was a great worker. All my managers to take. But yeah. So anyway, I let the job go. And so I let my worker know that I let the job go. She said, bring me in a paper stating that you no longer have the job because I can't listen
No,
to you. You
Gina,
be
she
lying.
lives in North Carolina.
Okay. So I get the paper, I take it, I put it in the Dropbox. She says that she's out of work for a week. I think it was a week or something like that. So when she comes back, she finally puts the paper in. By the time she puts the paper in, it's past whatever date or time that it's got to be. It's past whatever. Okay, well, so since I'm getting the paper in, now it's past time. When I put it in,
Skye,
you're gonna
hold on. You said when you got this second job, you reported it to the case manager, right? And typically, when there's a change in your income, either your income goes up or your income goes down, it takes Section 8 about 60 days to make those changes. So it sounds like, Skye, within the time it took them to make the changes because you have more income for your rent portion to go up, by the time they would make that change, you were then reporting to them you no longer have the second job. So more than likely what they did, they made the change for the new income because that's what they were in transitioning of doing that. And in the process, now you're reporting that you no longer have the income. And in the same way, it takes them about 60 days to increase or decrease your rent portion. It's going to take them the same amount of time amount of time to, from what you're saying now, to decrease it because you no longer had that second job. It's a process.
I have to pay $700 some next month. So I asked her, how? Like, I'm not understanding. Like, wait a minute, okay. So anyway, that's towards the end of the month. So by the time the first came around, you know what I'm saying? I had already paid all my other bills. So how am I going to have that $700 some dollars? Okay. Now, yeah. So in that
Now,
time,
mind you, she's trying to tell a story. You could tell she's lying because most people who are talking to a camera looks in the camera. Skye is distracted by the cars going by, the bugs on the ground. At the end of the day, you're in their habitat. Bugs live outside. You're actually in their space right now. They are supposed to crawl and fly around. Child, you in they damn way, okay? But she can't even look at the camera and keep focus of the story because she's distracted by the cars driving by and the bugs flying around.
my water bill had got sky high. So I was trying to pay the water bill. Come to find out, my water was leaking. My toilets was leaking in my apartment. Now I found this out months later because I kept trying to figure out why my water bill was so high.
Skye, you skipped a whole step. You said once the caseworker put in the changes, you were telling her, wait. Now you increase my rent, but in the time it took you to increase my rent, I no longer had that job. You went from that to now you got a high water bill. Wasn't the water bill high when you got the second job and you quit it because you was involved in some mess? Because you got somebody hired at the job and they, girl, you don't even make, this story don't even make sense.
I kept telling them like my water had got cut off so many times because like the water bill had kept getting high. Okay, so anyway, back to it.
No, stop. How did the water bill get cut off so many times? Now pause. I want y'all to pause. I couldn't find a video, but I'm going to tell you. When Skye told us that she got evicted or she was getting evicted, do you guys remember? A lot of you guys may remember this. Do y'all remember when she told us the story about her mother not letting her get her Skye's suitcases out of the basement? And she sat in the car and was crying because she couldn't understand why her mother wouldn't give her her stuff. Do y'all remember that? And do you remember her telling us how good she's been to her mother? She birthed a baby for her mama, and she even paid her mama's water bill when her mother's water had recently got cut off. So how is it that you're paying other people's bills, but yours keep getting cut off? Make that make sense. Let's continue.
So let's see. So then that month 700. So then the next month after that, it went back down to. It didn't even go back. It didn't even go down to 4 something. It went straight down to 263. I don't even know how. I don't know why because my first job didn't change. Nothing changed for my first job. I guess where I stay, I guess their criterias or the numbers or something of their percentage. I guess it had changed. So all right. So I'm telling.
The only way that the amount would have went less than 263 is if the rent amount changed. Now, Skye did tell us in the process of her renting this home, it changed ownership. I don't know if they would have reduced the rent, but basically that's why the rent would have went for, because again, so there go the 263. She mentions the 263, but she told us initially her rent was 263, her rent portion. Now listening to her story, now the rent portion was 400. It went to 700 and then it went back down to 263 when it never was 263 based off this story right here she's telling us.
My landlord, well, my rent's not even 4 something anymore. because by the time I done got behind that next month. So I tell them, okay, I'm gonna make payments towards the 700 something along with what I owe, along with my monthly amount, which is the 263. She said, well, it's not 263, it's 400 and something. I said, it's not. She said, well, we need your worker to let us know that it's 263. Okay. So I'm calling my worker. I'm texting my worker. She has it where you can text her phone number. So I'm calling her. I'm texting her. She's ignoring me. So to this day, the landlord still thinks that my rent was supposed to be $400 and some. But even in the courts, they got it because my lawyer had to go and put it in. Like, no, it's supposed to be 263. And so, because the judge had set for what the landlord said, so it got switched. So I was paying a 263. Anyway, so that's how my rent got behind. So once we went to court, and the judge was like, "Okay, when you go downstairs and you pay."
Okay, pause. So, Skye, how many months were you supposed to pay 700? Was it 1 month, 2 months, 3 months? Because you didn't say. How many months were you supposed to pay 700? Because you just told us it eventually went down to 263, but you said your landlord needed proof. Now, typically, they will send a letter to Skye and to the owner of the increase or decrease of her Section 8 obligation. Okay. So are you telling us, Skye, that you basically was faced with eviction for $700? $700. Now, mind you, you guys, this all started a year before she got evicted. So this started back 2023. 2023. This is when this started.
Pay your rent, then from this point on, you'll be paying every month to the courts. So every month I was paying to the courts. I was paying 263. Why is this thing? If this thing don't go, I'm about to run from this bug. So every month I was paying 263 to the courts. Okay. So now what made so at this point the landlord is like, yo, we got to get her out of here because in the time that we went to court and in the time that they evicted me, in between that time, me and my kids went without hot water. We went without air. We went without heat. Um, my cabinets was full of roaches. Like every cabinet was full of roaches. There was roaches in the ceiling part. So when I had one neighbor that stayed beside me, and they ended up moving out. They ended up moving out before the first owners, when the first owners had.
Okay, stop, Skye. Hush. So there's a reaction channel out here called Just Me CMB, and she was able to get the court records from Skye's life. At one point, Skye, that part is true. They started eviction proceedings, and Skye had the rent. She had a rent bond that she had to pay. Her rent bond would be her portion of the rent. From 2023 to 2024 to the time she got put out in July, Skye made 2 payments. One $60 payment and one payment I think was $93. And that's all she ever paid. Now, remind you, Skye received a tax check in 2024, February, March of 2024. We reacted to Skye tax escapade, where she was shopping at Amazon, Dollar Tree, Walmart. Sis was balling. At the time of Skye getting put out, the amount that she owed the court was like $1,093. That's all she owed the court. That's it. Skye got a tax check. Skye with her tax money. If you guys remember, we reacted to this video back around February or March. Skye was messing with a guy. It's not the guy that she's with now. She was messing with a whole nother guy that she blasted on Facebook. Y'all remember the guy that took his stuff and threw it out the window while Skye went to the garbage can to take the garbage out and he flew out the back door? She gave him some of her tax money. And that's the reason why Skye blasted him, because he didn't pay her her money back. So not only was Skye balling, she was also giving her money to men. So again, Skye is grown. Whatever she chooses to do with her money is truly her entire whole business. We don't make the money for her. She makes it herself. If she want to take that money and throw it up in the air, or if she want to take that money and bury it in the ground and forget where she buries it, that's her business. It's her money. But when you come to the internet and try to make like you're a victim of circumstances, that's when the people have a problem. Skye lost her Section 8 because she didn't pay the money. She lost her Section 8 for two reasons. The money that she owed that she never paid, and because she was nasty and the landlords got sick of her. They got sick of the nastiness. I really wish, this is what I wish. We know that Olivia's neighbor came out. I wish somebody from that apartment complex that Skye was living in, the neighbor either on the left side or the right side of her. I don't know if Skye was in the middle, if she was on the end apartment or whatever, but she had a neighbor, right? I really wish that neighbor would come and tell us, because the way, I'm not saying that her apartment shouldn't have been cleaned up, but Skye is the big reason. She's the majority of the reason why her house is so nasty. A lot of the reasons why maintenance wouldn't come in and fix it, and Skye told her herself, because all the roaches was the maintenance men didn't want to come into the house because it was so heavily infested with roaches. They didn't want to come in. And let's be honest, shit, I wouldn't either. Okay? Imagine being a maintenance man. You got to go in the house and do some maintenance work. You're going to be in there longer than 5 damn minutes, and you can't even work because roaches is jumping out from the ceiling, the sheets at the windows, on the walls, all in the floor and everything.
The apartments, the people moved out. So when they moved out, the roaches came in through the back of my cabinet, into my apartment. And the apartment was The apartment was a mess. Yes, the apartment was trashed. Like, I was trying to get it cleaned up.
Remember these. I want y'all to remember the things that she's saying. So now Skye is saying the reason why her house was infested with roaches is because the neighbor moved out, and basically once their apartment became empty, all the roaches from the neighbor house came to her house. This is what Skye is telling us. When Skye was telling us about her roach problem last year, and she showed us countless videos of her cleaning up, not one time had she ever mentioned neighbors moving out and their roaches came to her house. When she was telling us this last year, y'all know, over here in the break room, we reacted to those videos. Not one time did she ever mention roaches were coming from the neighbors who moved out. Now all of a sudden, it's the neighbor's
fault. There are plenty of videos where I cleaned up, you know what I'm saying? But once they got in, they had food to feed on. They had whatever they needed to feed on, and it went from there. Like when the exterminator came out, he said that even having grease on my deep fryer would cause him to be there. Like, it was just like, so much. So, okay. So I tried to get the exterminator to come. I tried to pay for the exterminator to come and exterminate the apartment. He said because when they came out, they went all the way upstairs to the third floor, everything. He said, in order for us to exterminate your apartment, it's $500. He said, but I'm not, he said, but outside of my job, I'm going to be honest with you. He said, even if I terminate this apartment, he said, I'm going to have to go and do every single apartment. He said, because it's not me doing one apartment is not going to, it's just going to move to the next apartment. Then somebody goes terminate that one, it's going to move back to your apartment. It's going to do that. He said, and then we can't do the outside because it's apartment complex. And we don't have a contract with them. We're making one with you. Okay. So $500 at the time, I didn't have it. I let my landlord know then, hey, I have a pest problem. I don't have the money at the time at the moment to get it. This that, and the third. They sent me an email and said, that is your problem. You have to get it done by a certain amount of time, or blah blah blah. We're gonna do this. Okay. When I brought it up in court, she said I did not say that. I said you're telling the story. I have it in email because her lawyer said, "Did you tell her that you would not pay for the pest control?" She said, "No, I never said that." I said, "I have it in email that you did." She said, "I didn't say it, but such and such might have said it. The other person in the office." It doesn't matter who said it. Somebody said it to me when I sit here and told y'all from the beginning. Because she said, "Why didn't you tell me from the beginning?"
Now, as Skye is telling this story, you hear somebody clearing their throat in the background. That's Ann Drake, her husband. Imagine being a guy married to a woman less than 6 months, and you're both sitting outside while she's telling her roach infested Section 8 story. Why did he have to be there while you're, I'm just going to say working, because this video is going to produce money for her? Why isn't he at work? See, this Skye, this is the reason why people are talking about you. Because you're lying. That's number one. Or you don't know how to tell a story. You're another Jasmine. You don't know how to tell a story. You're so busy trying to keep the real information out that you're putting fake information in, but you forget that you've been running your mouth for several years and you've already told on yourself. People are talking about you, sis, because you got this man that's came along for the ride when he shouldn't even be here. He's not even helping you. The fact that you got to sit outside and tell this story that really doesn't need to be told, because even with you telling this story, still does not negate the fact that you don't have your Section 8 voucher. You're homeless, sleeping in a car, ma'am. Like, what part of that does she not get? But see, Skye, she likes a man in her face. He don't even got to do nothing. All he has to do is have a pulse. Long as he has a pulse and his heart beats, that's all she's worried about.
Getting into that you had a pest control problem, we would have got it handled. I said, it doesn't, what is you staring at me for? I said, so I said that, and y'all told me that it was my problem that I had to handle it. She's like, I didn't say that, so such and such said it, and all this and that. And I was like, it doesn't matter who said it, was said. And I have the emails to say it. So when I go to court, I'm taking all of that with me to court.
Simone, okay. I don't know.
Now, so what made the whole situation, because I went months with paying the 263 and not paying the 4 something, and then paying like a little bit extra, which was supposed to be going towards the 7 something that I owed. So they went months with that. They were cool with that until I called code compliance, because I'm sitting here saying we have no heat, we have no air. When it was hot, we're in the house. Me and my kids have asthma. We can barely breathe. We're sweating.
And there you have it, y'all. That's the reason why Skye stopped paying the rent bond. Somebody must have told her. It definitely wasn't this lawyer she keeps saying she had. Once she involved code enforcement, Skye thought that she didn't have to pay the rent. And anybody will tell you, even with that, unless the court themselves tell you don't pay your rent, what the courts will tell you is pay the rent to them. Skye thought once she got code enforcement involved, she no longer had to pay the rent. Girl, you got evicted because you wouldn't pay $700.
So I called code compliance for that. I was like, when it's cold, we're literally freezing. Y'all come and bring space heaters that we're not supposed to have. We're not supposed to, from what I'm told by my worker, we're not supposed to have space heaters. We're supposed to have regular heat. So, you bring space heaters and stuff like that. Then in my girl's room, it was a big hole in the ceiling where it looked like the ceiling had been caved in.
Agreed, Latoy.
And they did not come fix that. They were supposed to come fix it. They came to stop the leak that was going on in the ceiling, but they didn't come to fix it because they said because of the pest that they couldn't close the hole up, and because of the pest they couldn't fix the heat in the air. That the pest had got into the um, heating system, and
Girl, you mean to tell me the roaches is the reason why you didn't have heating and AC? The roaches got in the HVAC system? Skye, ma'am, are you okay? You mean to tell me you had your kids living like this just so you can hold on to a Section 8 voucher that you end up losing any damn way? You didn't have heating and HV because the roaches got. I ain't never. Yeah, I am 52 years old and I ain't never even heard of such a thing. I'm not saying it couldn't happen, but I've never heard of that.
so when the guy came back out to fix the heating system, and I asked him, I said, excuse me, did you tell him that because the pest that's in the unit or because of whatever that it that the heat and the air couldn't be fixed? He was like, no, I did not tell him that. So he sent me the text message of what he sent to them. He said that it would have to be replaced, but he said it can be fixed. So that was their excuse of not wanting to pay him to fix it. So when code compliance came out, everything got fixed.
If the landlord, if the whoever fixes HVAC systems, if he told them that it was destroyed, he told them how it was destroyed, Skye. He's not just gonna say, yeah, it don't work. Well, why doesn't it work? Yeah, I don't know. It just don't work. Yeah, no, sis. He has to tell them his reasoning of how he came to the conclusion of why your system doesn't work. Skye. Girl, you're a goofy. For real, ma'am. My goodness. This is painful to even listen to.
Fixed. Code compliance gave them a certain amount of time to fix everything. So when code compliance gave them a certain amount of time to fix everything, when the lady came back out to, because she said she'll even go to court for me, go to court with me, and whatever needs to be done. She said because the way that I was treated in that apartment, she said was not right. She said, so when she came out and everything wasn't fixed, like the thing that you hold to walk up and down the steps, it hadn't came out the wall.
Thank you,
He
Lynn.
put it back in, it hadn't came back out again. It's whatever wall is made of, it wouldn't stay there. With the lady sitting right there, he fixed it in front of her, and then he like walked down the steps like it was normal, and it fell right back out again. Okay, so she said, well, this still not fixed. It's on your list to fix. So at that point, the landlord calls my work and was like, they trashed, she trashed my apartment, and we want them out. All this, other thing. Okay, so at that point, the worker's like, well, we're
No, there's no okay, Skye. You did trash that apartment. Girl, you had a mail bin. Y'all know those big bins that's at the post office? She had one of those in the middle of her living room. You had a whole post office mail bin in the middle of your living room and never gave a reason why it was there. You did trash that house. We saw it. The carpet was filthy. And then you had the nerve to have pets. You had a couple of dogs. Skye, you shouldn't have had a hamster. Nothing. You already had animals in there. They're called roaches and rats. You didn't need no damn dog. Especially not two. Who? Black and bougie.
Inspector to come out and check the apartment. So I waited for inspector to come check the apartment. Inspector never came. And even before then, I asked for an inspector to come out and check the apartment. Okay, so finally they fixed it to where it passed for code compliance. Right before the lady came back out a third time, the water got cut off, and the landlord had to end up paying for the water. She had to replace the toilets. I kept telling her that I said something's leaking in the apartment. I got a phone call from the water company stating something that your water level is too high.
It's called excessive usage. When there's an excessive usage, the water company is alerted and they'll come out to your house and tag your door. Typically, they will check their property, the water company's property, to make sure it's not coming in anything that has to do with the water company. If it's nothing at the pit where the water comes out of the ground into your home, if there's nothing there, then they would just assume it's something inside the house, and that's the responsibility of the owner of the home or the tenant, whichever one, okay? So here's the problem I have with this story. Yes, you should have operable toilets in your home, most definitely. You should be able to flush your toilet. If you want to flush it 20 times in 1 minute, you should be able to do that. That's what you're paying rent for. But Skye, when you noticed that the toilets were broke and you had more than one toilet in that home, I think she had 2.5 baths. Skye, why didn't we shut the toilet off that was leaking? Why did you continue to allow the children to keep using the toilet that was leaking? Why didn't you just cut the water off at the base of the toilet? That would have eliminated the toilet from continuously running and then allowed the children to use the other toilets in the house that was operable. You could have done that for the time being until your landlord would have came and replaced the toilets, ma'am. You don't even have to be a homeowner to know that. All you got to do is have a tad bit of logical sense. Cut the water source off. There's no more leakage.
Then in your place is leaking. Do you stay in an apartment or a house? I said apartment. She said something's leaking. Something is leaking. So I let them know. They act like, oh my God, what? I don't know. I don't know if well, maybe you're washing too many clothes, or I mean, this is the excuses that these people are giving me. Okay. So the water gets cut off. They send somebody out. The guy said he checks the little water meter outside. He's like, oh, nothing's wrong. Nothing's da. So the landlord calls the city, and the city's like, no, something's leaking. There's a problem. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna send somebody out ourselves. So they sent somebody out from the city to check it.
Thank you so much, First Lady 2007, for the $9.99 super chat. Skye Hush, First Lady 2007 is speaking. First Lady says, Skye, your kids destroyed the toilets. Do we not remember when your kids broke, not almost, they actually did, broke the toilet at the hotel? Y'all remember Skye and her husband had to go to the Dollar Tree to get a plunger? Do y'all remember that? Uh-huh.
And the guy came out and said, yeah, this meter is moving too fast. Something in it. So he said, go turn off your toilets. So I go and turn off both toilets. At first I turned off one toilet. It was still doing the same thing. So then he had me turn that one off and turn the other one back on. It was doing the same thing. He said, so turn them both off, and it stopped doing it. It was running as regular. So they had to replace the toilets. So
Didn't I just say that, y'all? Didn't TMR just say that? I didn't even see this part of the video. Didn't I just say that? All she had to do when she seen that her toilets were running is cut the mother sucker off. I damn near cuss. Didn't I just say that? At least it would have saved her from having an excessive amount of water usage. Cut the toilet off and let the landlord. I just said she had more than one toilet. Skye, I'm starting to suspect there's some type of mental delay.
they felt like that was my fault that they had to replace the toilet. But anyway, so the water got turned off. They had to pay all the money to get the water turned back on. The water bill, my water bill got up over $1,000. Mind you, I'm already paying on it. So it was higher than that. I'm already paying on it. So, you know,
Skye, you was paying on that water bill like you was paying that rent.
so they ended up having to pay that. And then my water got cut back on and my bill was finally at 0. So when I tell y'all I went through a lot in this apartment. I went through a lot in this apartment. We had before the second owners came and bought the property, we used to have lizards coming in through the kitchen, coming in through the back door, like it had a crack. So they was coming in. The owners that had it then came in and sealed it there, and then somehow they were still getting in.
So Skye, hold on, baby. Slow down because you're going too fast. So are you saying everything that you're telling us now, this is the reason why you don't have Section 8 anymore? Because you talked very little of the why you don't have Section 8 and more of you living in inhabitable conditions. Now, I would say this, poor kiddos. Like the fact that her kids had to live through this for about 2 years is just unimaginable. I can't even imagine these poor little babies living in such inhabitable conditions. And Skye being their mother, girl, I don't know about y'all, but I would have been like, F this Section 8. Honey, I would have got me and my kids into a house that had fixing running toilets, no lizards, roaches, or mice running through there. And if I had to pay full rent, so mother sucking be it, okay? I would go get me another damn job and pay my bills and lay my head down. Me and my kids lay our heads down with not any worries of roaches crawling all over us.
They were still getting in. When the new owners purchased it, they were still getting in. So I let him know, and he was like, he's running from ants out there. He's like, I'd rather us get rid of these ants and lizards, nothing. I'd rather us get rid of these red ants. I don't want lizards in my kitchen. Lizards, or what is it? Yeah, lizards. Yeah. Oh, lizards bigger. Y'all know what I mean? Them look like. Yeah. So I'm just like, I don't want that in my kitchen. What are you talking about? Okay. Then I'm sitting in my kitchen one day. I'm sitting at the table, minding my own business. I'm writing in my book, and a rat sticks its head up out of my stove. Okay. So
Okay. Did the rat say hello? Did he ask what was for dinner? I mean, and you stayed after knowing that the rat or mouse was, hibernating in your stove. And girl, you used the stove after that? Baby, that rat in that stove would have been sitting on the other side of my door. I'd have unhooked that damn stove and it'd have been sitting out damn side. Not the rat. Skye, in all those videos we did of you, not one time did you ever mention to us rats was in the house. Now you did series of videos of the roaches, okay? But not one time did you ever mention rats. Now there was rats in the house. Now let me say this, y'all. There definitely is a difference. It's a difference between a rat and a mouse. Okay. We know rats are more ferocious. Okay. They are some very ferocious creatures. A mouse is not as ferocious, but they carry germs either way. Okay. Now I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't want to deal with either damn one under no freaking damn circumstances. Okay. But if I just had to choose, I would deal with, I don't know, Stuart Little quicker than I would deal with, I don't know, big ass, ferocious ass rat. Now she said a rat jumped out the stove. Lord.
So it's like so much. My ceiling in my living room started leaking. It almost fell. What else was it? So it's a ceiling in the girls' room. Mold, um, mold built up in my son's closet. Only thing that was sitting in the closet
Skye,
was.
hold on, baby. You doing too much now. We're gonna come back to this video. We're gonna come back. Who now it's the mold. We never even heard about mold in all the other series of videos. Now it's a mold. Okay, so now I'm gonna take y'all back to a year ago. Okay. We're gonna go back to a year ago. And Skye did a video 1 year ago. And I remember reacting to this video. Give me a moment. This video was done on July 31st of 2023. This is when she uploaded the video. It's no telling when she filmed it. Okay. So let's go to this video. It was called The Real Reason Why My House Looks the Way It Does. Now, she said this is the real reason a year ago.
Another video. Welcome back. Y'all see, your girl's still smiling. Your girl's still smiling. Your girl's still smiling. Your girl's still smiling. Okay. So I'm not about to get up here.
Now, she says she's still smiling. This was July 31st of 2023. She got put out the house July 27th of 2024. Let's continue.
First of all, I'm not about to get up here and like with my kitchen video, how I got up here and, you know, whatever y'all want to call it, whatever. I'm not about to do that. I'm not about to do that. I'm about to get up here. I'm about to talk about why my house looks the way that it looks. And your girl still smiling. Even though people talking about me, I'm still smiling. Because, like, y'all talking about me, but y'all not paying my bills. I'm paying my bills. Y'all talking about me.
No, actually, you wasn't even paying your bills either. We weren't paying them and you weren't either.
But y'all not coming to clean my house. Y'all not coming to help with my kids.
I mean, yes, we are not coming to clean your house. And based off your videos, you weren't either.
Y'all not coming to do none of that. So what is the point? You just talking out your mouth. Because the things that are being said are not, how do I put it? Not going to change nothing. Because I'm changing in my own time. You know, I don't want us living like this. And I'm going to explain why it's like it is. But people talking is not going to make me, not going to make it no different.
Now, if you notice, Skye is not talking. Again, remember, this was 1 year ago. In this video, is she making it sound like it's the landlord's fault? No, she just said think she's trying to change. So she's making basically in this video, she was taking accountability for the reason why her house looks the way it does. Again, this video was 1 year ago.
Honestly, it's not gonna make it no different because I'm getting up here and I'm cleaning it. You're seeing me clean it. So you talking about it's gonna do what? Because I'm already cleaning it. It's not gonna make no difference. I'm already cleaning it. Okay. So anyway, so we're gonna talk about why my house looks the way it does. Whatever. I am going to say laziness does add into it on my part. Laziness does add into it because my kids did not ask to be here. I have 6 kids. I brought 6 kids into the world.
Wait, hold on, Skye. A year ago, you basically blamed your house for looking the way it looks because of laziness. 1 year later, once you got put out the house for not paying the rent and it being nasty, now it's the landlord's fault. So again, man, which one is it? Is it laziness or was it the landlord? Or is it a combination of the two? And again, we're not putting words in her mouth. Skye speaking for herself.
So I should clean about the 6 kids. Regardless, yes, I know my kids, most of my kids are old enough to clean up after themselves, but it is what it is. If it doesn't get clean, it is my responsibility to get it done. Okay, with that being said, so laziness, there is some laziness in it because a girl do get tired. Sometimes I get tired of cleaning up. I don't like cleaning. That's period. I don't like cleaning. I don't like cooking. But I do them. I do them. Now, the cleaning is not all the time. It's not, no, I'm not walking behind my kids, picking up every little thing they drop. Like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Okay. Now, a few years ago, I might as well just talk about it because I wasn't really gonna talk about it before. I might as well go ahead and talk about it because people just they so pressed on me and who I am, why, my situation is how it is. So it's gonna be a pretty much short time or whatever. So after having my oldest daughter, I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. And then recently, I was diagnosed with another doctor confirmed the bipolar disorder, and then the same doctor also diagnosed me with anxiety and depression. So when I shut down, I shut down. So
Oh, so a year ago, your nasty house wasn't the landlord's fault. It had to do with bipolar depression and anxiety 1 year ago. But today, a, a year later, it was the landlord's fault. Okay, girl.
at this point in my life, like I'm trying to get to that point where I don't do any of that. Because when I say I put a wall up, like I completely like when I go off of social media and I'm just like not posting, it's not that I really don't want to. It's just that mentally I can't because I've shut down. And when the kitchen situation happened, that caused me to shut down. But this time I'm not allowing it. I'm not allowing none of it to shut down because
So when she says the kitchen situation, she's talking about the excessive amount of roaches. Not one time does she mention she got all those roaches because her neighbor moved out and the roaches moved in.
I am still seeing some negative comments. I'm not seeing a lot. I know, you guys are probably seeing it, but on my end, I'm not seeing a lot because I can block the negative comments. But it's like I'm not. It's like I'm seeing them now, and it's like a laugh and brush it off because I know what I'm going through. So when I first moved into this apartment, it was I'm y'all. I cleaned it every day, all day, and I loved it. And that's every place that I move into. It's clean all day.
Right, Skye. You said the magic word, baby. When you first moved into this apartment, it was immaculate. It was actually, she did a house tour. The apartment was very nice, very clean, and everything. And then once you and your children came into that home, Skye, your words, not mine, your laziness and your nastiness destroyed that apartment. The previous owners left and new owners took over, and they was like, oh, hell no. Now, again, if things break in the apartment, no matter how nasty she is, it is the owner's responsibility to fix the house. But when you're not paying your rent, sis, that doesn't give them an incentive to fix your home up, Skye. That was the biggest mistake she ever made, y'all, was stop paying her rent. Because not only did you lose your Section 8, you lost your home. And now, for the past 2 months, you've been scouring around the city that you live in North Carolina, trying to find somewhere else that you can go nasty up. And you haven't been that successful yet. See, this is why a hard head makes a soft butt.
And I love it. But then I had a few months ago, probably about a few months ago, I've had multiple neighbors stay beside me. So the first set of neighbors moved out, the bugs started coming through the walls. And it's like, once that started happening, it's like I start to feel like cringe. So, and then that it's like, I don't know, it's like a mental thing. Like it make you not want to, it made me not want to, how do I put it?
So you do mention the first set of neighbors moving out. Then I guess you said you had 2 sets of neighbors and then they moved in. So in an apartment living, I mean, that can't happen, y'all. That's the thing about living in an apartment. Unfortunately, you're forced to live how your neighbors are living, right? Now, that's not in every apartment, but it can happen. So when Skye, here's my thing, y'all. Once Skye noticed an influx of roaches, Skye should have got on top of it. Because there is a way to combat roaches. I mean, go look up Liv's Life's video. She got a video about it. There's a way that you can combat the roach situation. Based off what Skye's saying, she just gave up. But how do you give up, sis? You got to keep going in order to keep your home habitable for you and your small children. But here's the gag to this whole conversation. Everywhere Skye has lived, she has nastied the house up. She had a video on here a few years ago about a stove. She was doing a clean with me video, and the stove, I can't even imagine to tell you how the stove looked. I've never even seen a stove look like that, even in an episode of Hoarders. And Skye got very upset behind the reactions of that video, and she kind of like fell off the internet for a minute, and then she came back. Because obviously she can't take the scrutiny. But again, Skye put that video up like it was normal to put that up. Like that was normal behavior for a mother of many children to live. She felt like, oh, I'm low income. So isn't this how all low income people live? No, Skye. All low income people do not live like buzzards, ma'am. Everybody who has low income does not live in filth. And I hate the stereotype of people trying to make like everybody on low income is nasty, trifling, and poor. Now, low income does mean that you don't have a lot of money, but you have enough money to keep your living. You may not be rich, but you ain't living in the middle of the street. Skye puts a bad name on low income. a very bad name on low income. You see many women on this internet putting up how they live in Section 8, how their houses or apartments look in Section 8. And Skye is the only person I've seen with the nastiness. Maybe there are some other people with nasty. I haven't seen those. But everybody who lives in low income in Section 8 are proud of their homes, especially if they got children in it. And a real woman would not want their kids living in squalor and filth. Hence, I use the word real woman. So cut it out, Skye. The reason why you lost your Section 8 is because you were trifling. You didn't pay your bill. The fact that you lost your Section 8 over $700 damn dollars, ma'am, as hard as it is to get Section 8. There's Section 8 lists miles long. There's some cities, the Section 8 list been closed for years. Because most people, when they get on Section 8, child, they don't get up off of it. Because you can live really good on Section 8. You don't have to live like a buzzard unless you are a buzzard.
It made me not really want to do much for this apartment because I wanted to be out of here, to be honest. So my depression kicked in, and it's like, I don't like where I stay. I don't, that's, that's what my mindset is. My mindset was, I felt like I didn't like being here. I didn't like, so it's like I let the apartment fall apart. Like I let our place fall apart or whatever. So.
You hear what she just said? She just took accountability. All of y'all been hollering, Skye never takes accountability. She never takes accountability. She just took accountability. She said she allowed her apartment to fall apart. Hey, Too Real. She just took accountability, y'all. Y'all been waiting for this moment. And we reacted. Break room. Do y'all remember reacting to this video? Who remember reacting to this video? Put a 1 in the chat if you was in the live stream or if you was in the replay when we reacted to this video last year. Y'all remember us reacting to this video, but we didn't really know what to expect because obviously this time 2024 hadn't happened yet. So Southside, remember? So a year, Renee, remember? You was there, Renee? Truth was there. Miss TLD was there. I did, yeah. Latrice was there. Y'all remember. Miss Life was there. Okay, so y'all remember. She just took accountability, y'all. VMJM, remember? She just took accountability. That's all we've been waiting for her to do. But now she needs the people's help. Skye didn't open up her comments. She's telling all her business. This is the same woman that was too scared to tell her business. This is the same woman comments been shut off her videos for 3 damn years. Now you're telling the story, but Skye, you forgot. A year ago, you actually told the true story. A year later, now you're telling a lie. This is actually what happened.
Then things started getting worse and worse, and then the kids, being in the house, which is not, I could teach my kids, to do certain things, which I do tell my kids, when you finish something, throw it away, blah, blah, blah. But it's not, I'm not like in their face all the time. I spend a lot of time in my room.
Exactly,
and
Lynn.
They spend their time in the living room. I come out to, to discipline. I come out to feed them. I come out, stuff like that. But it's like, I'm mostly in my room, or if I'm leaving the house, like we go to my mom's house, or I take them to my mom's when I go DoorDash. And when I was recently working at McDonald's, I had someone staying here with them, watching them, and they were supposed to be here to help, and they wasn't really doing what they were supposed to do. So I had to stop them from watching my children. Like, they wasn't like abusing my kids or fussing my kids, nothing like that. They just spent more time outside of my neighborhood than inside, making sure, things were right. Or they put it on my daughter to have to cook and to have to clean, and they wasn't doing what they were supposed to be doing. So yeah, so that was that. So then I ended up quitting McDonald's. That was my second job. So I had 2 jobs at the time. So, the kids were in the house while I'm working 2 jobs.
So now, a year ago, Skye told us the reason why she quit a job because the person she had watching her kids wasn't adequate or adequate enough to watch her children. A year later, the video we just watched, Skye told us the reason why she quit her job because it was messy. She got somebody the job and they was dragging her into some mess and it was too much for her mental, so she quit the job. So this is the actually true version of what happened right here.
So that was a lot, And then, as you guys know, also, I had a miscarriage. In December. They removed it from me in January. Because I did try. They gave me pills in December to remove it, but it didn't do. So they did it twice. So in January, beginning of January, they completely did the DNC. I believe that's what it's called. Yeah. So then again, nobody knows that in beginning of June, I just had another miscarriage.
Y'all want me to say something? Do anybody want me to respond to that statement? Just let me know. If y'all want me to respond, put a 1. If y'all want me to shut my ass up, put a 2. Haters, don't put a 2. Y'all want me to respond? Okay, nobody's saying nothing. Y'all want me to finish? Y'all want me to let her finish talking? You want me to say it, Cancer? Oh, okay. Oh, Buttercurls. Okay, Buttercurls. Now you want me to talk. Simply Christy. Okay. Nurse Chocolate, I can talk now? Yasha Chula, you sure you want me? Janae, y'all want me to talk? Southside. Now, you normally the one that always got something to say. Love, you want me to say something? Oh, okay. Girl Fancy said, girl, please do. Oh, Sharonda, okay. You want me to speak? Okay, well, let me tell you what I think. In 2023, Skye told us she had a miscarriage in December. They did DNC in January of 2023. Then in June or July of 2023, she had yet another miscarriage. Now, we are not sure if this is the same father or a different father, but this is Skye's issue. It's always a man in her face. Now, while you rolling around doing the Humpty dance, I don't know if you prefer the bed, the floor, or the back of a 78 Chevy. I don't know, Skye. I don't know what your pleasure is. Sis, you should have been at a goddamn job. Okay? You got the nerve to be trying to procreate when you can barely handle the 6 you already got over here, ma'am. Child, rent behind, house nasty, and we rolling around in the hay. So again, this is the true version of Skye. The video we just watched, oh baby, that's falsehood right there. You say in the back of the van? Now remember, and Drake is the new husband or the new guy. In between and Drake, there was the Facebook guy, the one that took her some of her tax money she let him have, and he didn't give it back. And then it was Shower Bay. Y'all remember Shower Bay? That was right before Facebook Bay. All these penises in less than a year. Let's continue.
So, the same guy who I did a live on about, the female situation. I don't even want to talk about that. I'll do that in another video. But yeah, both babies by the same guy.
So the both babies was by the same guy. Okay, so it was the same. So she say, because you can't really believe too much what she say. So she say, okay. But 5 years ago, Skye, we reacted to that video last week. Skye was up here talking about meet my Baebay, a whole woman. Anyway, let's continue.
That situation is done and over with. But anyway, so I just recently had two miscarriages. So I had that going on. So that's working 2 jobs, kids back and forth to school. Cause people want to sit here and say I'm lazy, but it's not completely laziness. There is sometimes laziness in it because sometimes I get tired. But y'all have to also think about I was working 2 jobs. There's doctor's appointments, dentist appointments. When kids are sick, you gotta be up at night with them. Up early mornings, stuff like that. I went through 2 miscarriages. Also helping my mom. With some things that she had going on. Trying to be there for other family members.
You was helping your mom with what? It better not be no money.
A lot that go on in my life that you guys don't see. And now I'm trying to... Mother. Here, go over there. And I'm trying to kind of like show my life a little more. But, you can't completely come at people and just be like, oh, they're lazy. Like, you can't do that. Like, honestly. So it's all of that going on. And then I've tried moving because honestly, at this point, there's really no fixing of this apartment. There's no fixing of it. Everything will have to be completely moved out. Stop, Jay. Let me finish my video right quick, okay? Everything will completely have to be moved out, bombed. Like I feel like the whole building will have to be bombed because they're gonna go from one apartment to the next, to the next, to the next. I just feel like honestly, and cracks and stuff have to be filled up, like all that stuff. Stop. So they're gonna have to do all of that. So moving out of this apartment is honestly the best thing for us, the best thing to be done. And that's honestly what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get us out of here. I'm trying to get us out of here for us to start over. I can start over and I can move into a new place, and my new place can be clean and be nice. And you know what I'm saying? Because I am tired of living in the clutter or whatever. I used to be the type of person who I see things on the side of the road, I pick it up, fix it up or whatever, sell it or whatever, or sometimes I keep it and I use it. So I'm out of that stage now. I don't pick up stuff outside the road unless it's a must have, must need. Like somebody say, "Oh, I need a bath."
So there you have it, y'all. This is why Skye has an additional influx of roaches, because she's picking off stuff off the side of the road. Okay. Bugs live outside. So if you got furniture and any other type of wood item outside, the bugs are going to crawl in it. And then you're going to bring it into your home. And guess what the bugs going to do? The bugs are going to do? They're going to come out and say, oh, I got a new place to live, huh? And there they are invading your home. Okay. So this is why Skye's house was nasty, y'all. She had a problem. You just heard her. She said she's been delivered. She says she don't take stuff from outside anymore. Lies. Because she still does do. She will do that whenever she gets another place. It's a behavior that will continue, unfortunately for her. Right? So this is why you cannot pay no attention to half these people on the internet, because a lot of these people be over here lying through their teeth, okay, about stuff that really doesn't need to be lied about. Like I said, the video we just watched was the lie. This is the truth.
Bassinet. And I might see a bassinet, I'll pick it up, clean it, I'll give it to them, whatever. But other than like, I don't Now do stuff like that no more. So also with my shopping, I've tried cutting down on my shopping. I'm like doing a whole lot better. I'm doing a whole lot better. I kind of spend more money on like food wise, like maybe takeout or something like that, than other things. But I've cut back on most of my shopping.
There you have it. Now we know the reason why the rent didn't get paid. Because the money Skye definitely was making, she took it and shopped with it. She likes to shop. So Skye would say, "Oh, I got to pay the courts X amount of dollars, but I just seen this Paris Hilton cup at Walmart for 20 damn dollars. Bump that damn rent. I'm going to go get me this Paris Hilton cup." And then guess what ended up happening? The court said, "We're not playing with your ass no more." The fact that the courts was dealing with her for a year, and let me tell y'all about a rent bond. When you have a rent bond, you have to pay into that rent bond every month, whatever amount the court deems for you to pay. If you don't pay, that's a breach of contract. So the fact that the courts allowed her, I just told you guys, she only made 2 payments, one for $60, one for $93, which was not even the full amount that she was supposed to pay. The fact that the courts played with her for a year, it was actually a blessing to her. So once Skye knew that she hadn't been doing right, when Skye got her taxes in 2024, February or March, Skye should have went and paid up the amount that she owed. And then we wouldn't have been able to know that Skye was homeless, because she still would have kept her home and her Section 8 voucher. And then what she probably could have done is moved up out of that house with her Section 8. It would obviously, y'all, it would be easy for her to move with a Section 8 voucher than to move with a job that you've had for 13 years, making $10 an hour with 6 kids. It would have been much easier. That's what I'm saying, y'all. Don't feel sorry for Skye because she don't know better. Because Skye know what she's supposed to do. She's in the video telling us right now, "I'm spending money unnecessarily. That's a problem. I need to stop doing." She just, y'all, okay. That's the big word that y'all always say in the chat. She don't take accountability. She just did. She just hasn't done it recently. In these recent videos, she's trying to make the world feel sorry for her. Hence the reason why she came on the internet a couple of days ago and asked the internet for $2,700 so she can get a 2-bedroom place. I don't know if it's a house or an apartment. And I don't think the internet ran it up for her. Well, Skye, again, what we all been saying, where is the money that you should have been saving from not having to pay full rent and bills? Again, if Skye is working every day, like she claims she is, and you're only paying, I don't know, $90 a night, where is the rest of the money? Especially with this man that's with you, that should be a plus to your financial situation, because he should be bringing, just like he brought his penis and his child, he should have brought his checkbook. He didn't bring the check. He brought his penis and his son, and that's it. That's Skye's problem. Is peeing over everything, because there's no way that you should have invited this man into your home knowing that he was no help to you, Skye. That's the biggest conversation that we all been stressing as women, as being a mother of multiple children. Sis, where is your help? You already have the fathers of these children who are not helping, unfortunately, for those kids and her. But now you inherited this man that you call a husband. You went and paid $50 for a marriage certificate at the same courthouse. Listen to me, y'all. Just a couple of months ago, when she called herself trying to marry this guy, she goes and pays the $50 for the marriage certificate, but never followed through with the whole marriage. So the same courthouse that she went and got the $50 for she paid the $50 for the marriage certificate was the same courthouse she was supposed to have been paying the rent to. So you walk past the courtroom or the clerk's office where you pay your rent bond. You walk right past that and gave it to the marriage certificate people when you should have been giving it to the courthouse or the clerk, excuse me, that was housing the rent bond that you should have been paying into, Skye. I almost feel like she my child.
On unnecessary things. So that's why you guys don't see too many shopping videos. Like, you'll see me go to the store, but a lot of times it's just me going and doing a video, not me really going to buy nothing. Unless I go to like Dollar Tree or something like we need and stuff like that. So I've cut back on that. But like I said, this place is like.
Now you just heard, Skye, in the video we just watched, how her water kept getting cut off. Her water was getting cut off. If we believe what she just told us in the first video we watched, she said her water kept getting cut off because she had an excessive amount of usage. But yet in this video, at the same time the water is getting cut off, you're telling us that you have a shopping problem. Go figure.
We're going to continue to clean. I'm not going to stop doing the cleaning. Like, that's going to continue to happen.
You think the penis is paying
because, I want us to live in a clean place. But the bugs are so bad. Like, they're like really, really bad. And so it's just best to get us out of here. So like I said, I have tried to move. I did give my, I did get approved for a place at one point, not too long ago. The end of last year, I got approved for a place. I sent in the deposit. They took over a month to send me the deposit back because the next day they called me after I sent the deposit. I was like, oh, somebody else got approved before you, so you can't get the place. So I'm just like, okay, well, can you? And then, so they had another place. I said, well, can you just take the deposit and put it onto this place since you already approved me and everything? They wouldn't do that. I had to redo everything all over again, which made no sense. So I felt like they were just trying to take my money, but then eventually it did show back up after a month later because she's like, oh, we'll have back to you within 24 to 48 hours. But it came out a month later. And by the time my voucher had been expired for me to move. So, and my worker, she would not extend the voucher. My worker does a lot of ignoring me when it comes to me calling. We're able to call, we're able to text. I've called, I've texted, I've asked for inspections to be done because the ceiling in my girl's room is falling. Well, it was leaking from the shower. They finally came in probably 2 weeks after I complained about it. I kept complaining. They finally came in. The guy came in, pulled the ceiling down. So it's a big hole in my girl's ceiling. What on the other side is a big crack from water leaking again from somewhere else. I don't even know where they found a leak for that one. So that one finally stopped. But it's a big hole. So now I have to wait for them to even patch that up before I can.
Skye, you just told us where the leak. You said the toilets was leaking. Never did you mention showers. You said the toilets. You just did a whole explanation in your How I Lost My Section 8 video. You said the toilets were leaking. You never mentioned shower. So was it the shower or was it the toilets? Or was it both?
I put my little girls back in the room. So my oldest girl, she stays on the other side of the room. So my little girls are sleeping in the other room with my boys, which I don't like doing that, but I have no choice but to do that because it's nothing to fall on them. It's not, it's safe for them to be in there. So I have 4 sleeping in one room. Then my oldest daughter in her room, and then baby boys in my room. So I'm just like fighting to try to get us out of here. I've tried calling the supervisor. I've tried calling her supervisor. When I go to doctor's appointments, I've tried talking to social workers. I've literally tried everything. So now I'm just to the point where I'm just like, okay, I'm doing my cleaning, I'm putting my videos out, and I'm just like not going to let nobody stop me from trying to get me and my kids out of here, because I feel like I still work my job. So I'm working my job and I'm also doing, social media, and people post crazy things like, get up off the lazy tail and get off social media and go clean. Like, social media gets people houses. Social media can move me and my kids up out of here. Like, you're telling me to not.
But social media didn't stop you from getting evicted, Skye. You're talking about what social media does for everybody else. It has nothing to do with what social media should be or need to be doing for you. Stop trying to live like everybody else is, because what the blessings everybody else received doesn't necessarily mean they are for you. Now, you wanted so desperately to get up out this house. Well, now you have been delivered. You're no longer in that house.
Post on here, not be on social media, and like that makes no sense. So I'm not allowing people to stop me this time. Like, it's not going to happen. You can say whatever you want. People can put videos out. I don't know if they have. I really don't care. But I'm just not going to let nothing stop me this time. Like, it's just not going to happen. But I did want to come here and I did want to explain of why my place looks the way it does. So, like I said, it does come in with some laziness because I do get tired, and I have the right to get tired. I don't have to be. People make it seem like moms are supposed to always be strong, and I don't have to always be strong. I don't have to always be go 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 go. I don't have to always be like that. I don't. So
I disagree, sis. As mothers, as weary that we may get, we have to stay strong, Skye. That's our gift as being a mother. And the times that we want to feel weak, we can't allow that to affect our children, because it becomes a domino effect that some can turn around and some can't. I personally feel like as mothers, we got to stay strong, y'all, because our kids depend on us. Honey, we are definitely with capes on the back of on our backs, honey. We are the natural born Wonder Woman, okay? And I don't know about y'all, but I'll move mountains, big ass boulders for my children. I'm gonna die for mine, regardless if they grown or whatever. We always got to stay strong, Miss True. So, Skye, I totally disagree with you. You can't allow. So let me say this. In the event that you are battling with some type of depression or anxiety or whatever medical illness you may be, even if you haven't been, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Even if you haven't been medically diagnosed, that's the word I'm looking for. You still have to figure out a way. You would, let me say this, you would need to go seek some help so therefore you can cope through the things that you are challenged with, right? Now, again, y'all, I do understand that some of the things that I'm saying comes from a logical way of thinking, and I do understand some people don't think logically, and that's unfortunate. But I feel like we all can learn from each other, and if you are a person that's in the sounds of my voice experiencing something similar to what Skye is telling us in this video, which I feel like is her true self, not that video we just watched, I strongly urge that you seek some type of assistance or help with whatever you're battling with, so it won't stifle the way that you're living no more than what it's already doing currently, right? I can only say that. Skye is a manipulator. She likes to manipulate her audience. She's learned it from the best, the people that she watches, Peach, Strong, Mommy Chrissy, Jasmine. She's learned it from the best. But what I will express to you guys, that's not how you get through life manipulating people. Like, you may be able to kind of maneuver a little ways, but I'm going to tell you, you're going to run across that smart one that's going to reverse the way that you're moving. Like, you can't slick everybody. And there are people in Skye's comments that's wishing her well wishes. And as we should, like, I do wish her the best. I do wish that Skye would have a different frame of thinking and think more about her children and herself than what the next man that's going to be laying in her bed. I wish she would think more about herself and her children's well-being than making sure some man got a place to lay his head, be it her bed or her vehicle.
And then my mental health, it's a lot with that too. So, but I'm pushing past all of that. Like, I'm pushing past all of that and I'm getting it done. Like, but like I said, it's not gonna make no difference until I get us up out of here, because I can do everything I can to the apartment. I can clean it spotless clean, and they're still gonna be here. It does not matter. Everything literally would have to be moved out of here in order for them to be gone. Everything would have to be moved out of here. It would have to be bombed, because I did bomb and I cleaned out the closets, the cabinets, and everything. Me and the kids and my dog, we went to my mom's house. I bombed it, and I came back, and it's like, it made no difference. It made no difference at all. So we really would have to move out of here. It has gotten that bad, and I just can't take it. Like, I can't take it. I don't want this for my children. I don't want this for me. And I'm going to make it happen no matter what nobody has to say about me, no matter how much people dog me, talk about me. I don't care. I'm to that point, like, I don't care no more. So like I said when I first got on here, I'm still smiling. I'm still smiling, and I'm still smiling, and I'm gonna keep smiling. I'm gonna keep smiling, and I'm gonna keep smiling. So if you don't,
well, good, Skye, take your smiley ass on to the damn shelter and get a place for you and your kids to be all together in under one roof, minus that man who is not helping you. I'm gonna just keep saying that, okay? I'm just keep saying. All right. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go back. I want to refresh you guys' memory to the video we were just watching. Now, this is the video in real time. This is her most recent video of her telling us how she got into her Section 8 dilemma. Okay. So let me get to the part I think we left off at. Okay. So we're gonna finish off with this video. If you guys have not already done so, could you please hit the like button? We got about 700 in the chat, and I really would appreciate if you enjoy this reaction video, because that's what this is, a reaction channel. If you enjoy this reaction video, please hit the like button for me. Okay, it helps my channel. It helps the break room grow, and we're very close to 20K over here in the break room.
water in the closet, and I don't know where the water was from. It built up in the bottom of my son, in the corner, in the bottom of their closet. And then, like, talking to other talking to other people in the apartments, like, because code compliance was like, all of the tenants need to get together and sue the landlord, because she was like, oh my God, I cannot deal. Get away from me. What? It's two of them. Shit. Like, really, you can go that way. Why are you here? Go over there with your friend.
Skye, sis, it's a bug. You're used to them. Act like it.
Hold up, where'd he go? Yeah, I'm fighting for my life over here. Where'd he go? There he go. Do y'all see this? Do y'all see? I'm trying to do a video, and this is what they doing.
Skye, those bugs are minding their damn business. They're over there, I don't know, having a good time with each other, trying to get to know each other. And here you are all up in their business. Get your ass on back over there to the sidewalk and finish talking to the camera about how you lost your Section 8 and leave that damn bug alone. I mean, for all we know, you might meet them again as soon as you get you a new place.
What, oh my God, I'm about to move to a different section or something because I'm. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. All right, so I'm gonna have to finish this video standing up because I don't not got time for them things there. Anyway, so yeah, co-compliance was like we needed to get together. All of us need to get together and sue them because um there were other people in the apartments that I was talking to that had mildew, mold, all this stuff, all in their apartments. They were getting sick. It was causing problems for me and my kids and our asthma. Like it was a lot going on, and there's like not having the heat. We had to go by fans. Like it was so much, and people try to look at me like I'm like a horrible, horrible person. Like I know that I'm not perfect, but I know that me and my kids didn't deserve to live in that apartment the way we did. Like, yeah, the apartment should have been cleaned, and I can admit to that. I should have did better with the cleaning, but my landlords should have did better with making sure we had the things that we were supposed to have. Because either way, whether my part or some of my part was not being paid, Section 8 was still paying their part. And then
Skye, although Section 8 was paying their part, there still was an obligation from you. So now Skye just answered our question. The reason why Skye wasn't making her payment to the her rent bond amount payment, is because she felt that Section 8 was still paying their part. So because Section 8 was paying their part, she felt like she didn't need to pay her part. She just told on herself. So that's why you didn't continue to make the payments, because you felt like two things. She felt like once code enforcement got into position, she thought it was okay for her not to pay. And then in her mind, well, Section 8 is paying the biggest portion, so it's not like they're not getting any money, but they wasn't getting all the money, Skye. You still had an obligation as well, too. Now, Skye, I don't care how slow people may think you are, you're not slow. You know how to get the men, you know how to have sex with them, you know how to come up pregnant, you know how to do all of that. So are you telling us that you don't know right from wrong? You don't know that although Section 8 was paying their portion, you still had to pay. The rent bond was based off what you were supposed to be paying. Let's continue.
they landlord was upset because they was like, well, if you're paying to the courts, we're not seeing it. You're not going to see it yet because I have a case against you, so of course you're not going to see it. Then my lawyer was trying to get it where I can get 30 more days in the apartment so that I could clean the apartment up, I could paint the apartment. I had already bought paint. Tax time I had already bought paint, and I had already started painting the apartment, which videos, went out on that. I had already started painting the apartment.
Yeah, no
So
cancer.
it wasn't like I wasn't trying to
You're right.
fix the apartment. I was going to fix the apartment before I moved out. But when you sit here and tell me I got 7 days to get out, and then you think that I could fix everything in there in that 7 days, that's not going to happen. And then you turn around and try to charge me So they decided that because I was out of the apartment in August, or because they didn't have nobody in the apartment in August, I don't know. I was out at the end of July. They still charged me for August. And Section 8, they sent their money. And then the lady was like, wait, you're out of the apartment? I said, yeah, I've been out since July, since the end of July. She said, oh, no, we got to retract that payment. So since they took the payment back, what Section 8 had, what Section 8 was supposed to pay and what I was supposed to pay, well, what they felt like I was supposed to pay for August, now is all put on me. They have it put down as me owing that. Okay. So when I went to pay in July, the landlord had already stopped stopped it, where they had already put the eviction in before I can even get in there to pay my rent for July. That's how they were able to evict me. So yeah, I don't know how they had it already sitting there or what, but I was ready to pay my rent. I had my rent when I went down to the courthouse. I had my rent for July to pay my rent, and they had already got it in, the eviction in before then. And why I say,
Skye, you left the apartment July 27th. If you had your rent to pay for July, you told us yourself that Skye had informed mail delivery where they will send a message to your email or text message to inform you of what is getting ready to be delivered to you. That's how she was made aware that the court was sending her something. Skye, everywhere in the United States, I don't know about other countries, but in the United States, rent is typically due on the first of the month. If you had the rent to pay for July, your rent bond more than likely was due on the first of the month. Why didn't you pay it? If you would have paid it on the first, Skye, you probably wouldn't have got that letter in the middle towards the end of July. Skye.
that they were waiting, like they were like on their tiptoes, like we gonna get her, we gonna get her. Like, why I say that? Because code compliance. So when she called my Section 8 worker, and she was like, and she said that we trashed the apartment. She said that they wanted me out when my lease was up. Code compliance and my lawyer said they cannot kick you out as long as you're paying your rent to the court. Okay. So I guess their lawyer told them, get down there and get it put in before she can go pay the rent. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they did. But the lady was on the phone was like, they can't make us let you stay in the apartment. That's how I'm just like, they cooking up something. They trying to do something. Like, I knew it was coming. So I had started saving money before it happened. I started saving money. I had the 100 envelope challenge. I had already started filling that up. You see what I'm saying? But once we got evicted, that's when paying for rooms and food, and because I had just went grocery shopping.
Skye, if you were doing the 100-day envelope, whatever challenge, instead of saving it in an envelope, why you didn't let the court hold on to a little something? Instead of saving money in envelopes, why didn't you pay your rent to your rent bond, sis? Wouldn't that have made better sense? Instead of trying to do some type of trendy topic that's on the internet that you seem to be heavily influenced by, everything everybody doing on the internet, you all influenced by, instead of being influenced by the court. When I tell you you can't make this ish up,
So my food stamps, I had just put food in the apartment and everything. You see what I'm saying? So when we got out, the food that I had in the apartment, which I had, my deep freezer was stacked with food. The freezer to the refrigerator was stacked with food. The refrigerator was stacked with food. When I left, I had to leave all that besides some of the stuff that I was able to cook. You see what I'm saying? While we were moving. So
Skye, you mean to tell me you left a refrigerator full of food in that apartment? And more than likely, because you damn sure wasn't paying no utilities. So when they cut the lights off and it's hot as hell, I say you left food in.
when we moved, I had to pay for rooms. I had to pay for gas. I had to pay for food, you know? So it's a lot of then washing clothes at the laundromat and all of that stuff. So how I got behind on my rent was my worker put in my paperwork too late, which made my rent. Other than that, my rent has always been paid on time. My rent, I've never missed a payment. This is my first eviction. I've never been evicted from any place before. And my worker was told multiple times to move me out of this apartment. So when I said in the live, I said I had found out something. It's not the end of it, but I did call. I did talk to the supervisor, and she was just like, "Yeah, well, you got evicted, so we got to send you the paperwork through email since you're homeless." Okay, so then I'm just like, I still hadn't received something. Let me call somebody. Let me. Then I've done a couple lives. People was like, I need to go over the supervisor. So this time I went over the supervisor. So when I called, I asked to speak to the person over the supervisor. So I talked to him. He hadn't heard nothing about it. So he had me explain my side, and he asked. I said, I have receipts for everything that you need me to get receipts for. I said, you need a letter from the doctor stating that we should have been moved. If you need the lady from code, you need to talk to the lady from code compliance. I got her number, everything, name, all. Still got a.
See, this is why Skye wasn't paying that rent, because she felt like the case that she had pending with them with code enforcement, she thought that would buy her time. But that was two different cases, Skye. Your lawyer should have advised you of that. Your lawyer should advise you the eviction court and the code enforcement case were two different cases. Although both of them had to do with housing, they were still two different cases. So while you were pending going to court for the code enforcement situation, you still should have been paying your rent, Skye. Skye, we about to let you go because you getting on my nerves.
Card in my wallet. Um, who else? Who was, it was someone else. Somewhere else said somebody else said we needed to move. I said I can get all you need me to get. I said if my worker say that she wasn't ignoring me and that she called me back, I said I can pull up the text messages of every text message that I messaged her. I said, and then what you do is you have her pull up the phone calls. Since she didn't text back, it's gonna show she didn't text back. I said, so have her pull up the phone calls at that same day and that same time or within that week that she called me back. I said she can't do it. I said she can't do it.
Now, one thing I will agree with her, a lot of them case managers at Section 8 are piss poor ass people. The men and the women that are call themselves with positions as case managers. A lot of them do not answer phone calls. They don't respond back to emails. When you go in there for an appointment, you may or not be able to speak with them. The case managers at Section 8 it used to be like old school when you had the caseworkers back at the welfare office back in the day, and you could never get in touch with anybody. You'd call and they wouldn't answer the phone. Now that I do agree with her. I'm not saying that the case manager was on it. She probably had one of them lazy ass case managers, but that's why Skye should have been still taking care of her obligation. The fact that Skye, see, I don't know how that worked. The fact that she had a portion of her rent that she was paying to Section 8 and then got behind. I don't know. It just seems like she should have probably reached out to some type of agency in her city to help her with that month or two that she got behind with, which actually snowballed into what she's dealing with now. I don't know why Skye didn't exercise all her options prior to it getting to the point where she was, had to go to court. I don't know why she didn't do that. I don't think Skye can even explain to us why she didn't do that, but that's what she should have done. There's no way that she should have been, especially with her telling us she was saving money up in envelopes. So if you were saving money up in envelopes, why didn't you have enough money to pay the $700? Even if the land or the case manager didn't get your paperwork turned in time, if you had enough money to save in envelopes, why you didn't have enough money to pay your portion of the rent, Skye? You were able to save money minus the second job when you just told us at the beginning of our reaction video the whole reason why you got the second job was to get a part or be able to save up to buy a house. Skye, I don't believe you save any money because I believe every little piece of money that you get, you spend it as quick as you get it. And you know how I know that? Because we watch you go to the grocery store. Since you've been homeless, we watch you go to the grocery store every damn day, buying unnecessary stuff. No fruits, no vegetables, just a bunch of junk. We watch you do that, Skye. These are the videos you upload to us talking about my grocery haul. As quick as you get those food stamps, as quick as you spending them. When in all actuality, wherever your kids, like if your kids are now staying with your mom, you and her agree on an amount, you go fill her refrigerator up. If your mama say, give me $500, $600, you go fill your refrigerator up. And then the rest of those stamps, you hold on to them until you get you a place to stay, Skye. But Skye don't want to do that. She spends them all and wait to the next allotment for the very next month.
So he was like, okay, well, he said, what I'm gonna do is, he said, I'm about to go get all information and everything I said. Because he was asking me questions like, okay, so when did your rent go down to 263? Like, he was asking me all the stuff. Like, I explained all the stuff from my side, my point of view. So now he can go to the worker, he get her paperwork, because I don't listen to that she got to say, because I don't know. I feel like she be on YouTube watching me. For real, like, I feel like something wrong with this lady. Like, she has hatred for me or something. I don't know. But my aunt, she was on Section 8 before too, and she said that's the reason why she just decided she just couldn't do it no more, and she ended up moving and getting roommates, because she was like, that worker, no, she said something's wrong with her. She's like,
so you know what? It could be. I mean, shit. I mean, everybody on social media. Hell, she probably is a member of your channel. She probably is a part of the Skye's Life audience. That's why y'all need to stop getting on here telling all y'all damn business, because you don't know who the hell watching you. It could be your Section 8 caseworker. Hell, it could be your damn landlord. It could be the food stamp lady, your food stamp caseworker. Baby, it could be a multitude of people. This is why y'all need to stop getting on this internet telling all your damn business. I feel like you tell your business when the government ain't in your business. When the government in your business, you might want to keep your business your damn business.
like, something's wrong with her. So so he said he was gonna go do what he needed to do, figure out what he needed to figure it out, or whatever. I don't know. So
I mean,
on
Southside,
Monday,
that still ain't gonna keep
because
him from asking
it's been
or
it's
watching.
been about a
Excuse
week
me.
now. And he was like, well, I'm going to call you back the same day or by tomorrow. He said, I'm going to call you back within 72 hours. It's been over 72 hours. So tomorrow I am going to call or go by. Matter of fact, I'm going to go by there. I'm going to go by there and ask to see him in person, because somebody needs to tell me something. And it's not even the point of getting my Section 8 back. If I do, that'd be great, because then I can just move it. I can move away from here. That'd be great. But it's just a simple fact. Like, your worker didn't do her job when she was told by me and multiple people, including doctors and everybody, that we needed to be moved from this apartment. When I sit here and bring you pictures of the hole in the ceiling, I bring you pictures of the hole in the ceiling, that we didn't cause. We can't. What we do? Stand up on the ceiling and poke a hole? No. I brought you, I brought you videos. I showed you videos of me literally sweating in my apartment, not pushing buttons, showing you my air does not work, my heat doesn't work. I brought you a video of them with the, I showed you a video of them with the heaters, burn the heaters in when it's cold. Then
Skye, question, because we got 10 more minutes, and I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I can't do 10 more minutes. Skye, question. While you're going through the steps of if you're gonna be able to keep your Section 8 or not, what have you been doing to increase your earning potential other than these YouTube videos? What you call yourself being a full-time vlogger? Let's be honest, Skye. Once you get rehoused, people may watch, I don't know, a little bit. They might continue to watch a little bit, but even when prior to this whole homeless situation, sis, people weren't really watching you like that. So what you think? You think you're gonna be able to do like Peach? You think you're gonna get 600,000? Yeah, I mean, it's possible if Peach can do it. I mean, anybody can do it. But I don't know, sis. I just don't know. Peach has a personality. Even it's a personality some people like and some people hate, but she still got one. Skye, you don't, sis. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Me personally, I would be working on my earning potential. I would be trying to get me a better job, better paying job, regardless if you're planning staying there. And if you get the word that you're not going to be able to keep your Section 8, then obviously you know what you need to do. But if you get the word that they're going to allow you to give your Section 8 voucher back and you chooses to port out of the state of North Carolina and she wants to go to Texas and port into whatever city in Texas, girl, the first thing you need to do after you find a place to live is you need to find you a job. Not just you, Skye, that ninja over there as well, too. Okay? Oh, my God. Skye, we gone, girl, because I got a headache. Bye. Whew, Lord, baby, that was rough, honey. That was by far the roughest 2 hours I have spent in a very long time. Novella said at this point she needs to stop dragging the situation and get a night job instead of sitting out there fighting the damn flying bugs. She need to be fighting a 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. shift. Okay, at least she wouldn't have to sleep in the car. She could just sleep in one of the chairs in one of her residence rooms. She want to go to Texas because she watched Jazz the Man and O'Liar and think she can do what they doing. Exactly, sis. I'm surprised she don't want to go to Florida where her bestie Peach is at. So there you have it, y'all. That is my reaction. Like I said, that's why I stopped midways of that video to show you a video that she put out a year ago that debunked everything she was saying in this present video. The reality is Skye lost her Section 8 because she didn't pay her rent. Does she have a chance of getting it back? Yeah, she can appeal it. And if she has the receipts that she claims she had, maybe they will, maybe they won't. But I'm going to tell you what could possibly hinder her. The fact that her Section 8, her rent payment was put in an eviction status. That could possibly hinder her because in their mind, if you put yourself in this position once, who's to say you won't do it again? You know, now again, Section 8 are not fortune tellers. They can't just say, well, we think we think you're a risk. They can't necessarily say that. As long as Skye doesn't have, criminal history, she should be able to still qualify for her Section 8 voucher. But here's the thing, the ball is now being in her court. Okay. The ball is now in Skye's court and she's dribbling it. Now we're gonna see if she gonna pass that ball or is she gonna go ahead and do a 3-pointer. That's on Skye what she's gonna do. But what I don't like and I'm thinking about is now she's opened the door possibly for this man that she calls a husband to be more comfortable than he already is. So if Skye gets this Section 8 back, that man ain't gonna fight, or excuse me, he ain't gonna apply for anything other than, I don't know, another position of maybe having him a boo thing on the side. I don't trust that guy as far as I can see him, because like I said, and I've said this many times before, a real man, excuse me, a real man would not allow his child, her kids, to be in any type of uncompromised position or situation. As she's filming this 40-minute video, He is sitting in the car watching her spill her guts out on the internet. To be quite honest with you, Skye should have took this time to go DoorDash. Okay. All right, y'all. That's my time, honey. That's my reaction. Whoo, y'all. Thank y'all so much for holding on strong for a little over 2 hours. It was a lot, y'all. You agree, LaToy? It was a lot. Okay. It was definitely a lot going on. Isn't there a DEA seized home for her? Child, I don't know. But I'm gonna see y'all in the next one, honey. Ooh, Lord. Remember, sub what you love. Bye.